Welcome back. All right, today's career video, I want to talk about Bill Ranford. So this is a player I saw, and this is a player that, he played a ton of games, and he played well. He was one of those goalies who was pretty good, and then there was the one playoff run that really made him a legend, right? And so with Bill Ranford, he had a nice long career, and I thought, hey, this might be kind of fun to look at. Not to mention, he's involved in a couple of pretty big trades where I've already done career videos on other players that are involved in those deals. So why not do a Ranford video as well, just to have that extra information out there on the channel. Ranford was a number 52 pick for the Boston Bruins back in 1985, and he was put into action that first year after the draft, 85-86. Boston puts him into 4 games. He was 3-1 with a .914 save percentage. Nice way to make a debut at a time where NHL goalies weren't putting up .900 save percentages. Also played 2 playoff games. He was 0-2 with an .841 save percentage. So rough go there. Then 86-87, plays 41 games for Boston, 16-20-2 record, .891 save percentage. That was actually 6th in the NHL. It's the only time he finished top 10 in save percentage in the NHL. He plays 2 more playoff games in the playoffs, 0-2 record, .855 save percentage. So for the Boston Bruins, they want to upgrade their goaltending. And so Ranford's a young goaltender, and there is a very vocal Andy Moog who wants a move. And so Ranford ends up being traded to the Edmonton Oilers, along with a 1988 second-round draft pick in exchange for Jeff Courtnall and Andy Moog. So that's a trade that worked out pretty well for both teams, to be honest. Moog goes on and has a tremendous career as a Bruin, and Ranford pretty solid for the Oilers, and I don't remember a lot of complaints when it came to Ranford. Now in 87-88, he only plays 6 games for the Oilers, but he has 3-0-2, .899 save percentage, and the Oilers won the Stanley Cup that year. He did not play a playoff game. Grant Fir would have been the starter then, and of course they played against Boston. So for Ranford, he would have seen his new team beating his old team in the Stanley Cup final. He probably was okay with that. 88-89, plays 29 games for the Oilers, 15-8-2 record, .877 save percentage. The save percentage is pretty low, even by the standards of that time. But he's the backup behind Grant Fuhr, and honestly, Edmonton's defense, optional. That Oilers dynasty defense was really optional throughout a lot of it. 89-90, he ends up being the starter. Grant Fuhr wasn't playing very much that year, and so he plays 56 games, 24 wins, which was 4th in the NHL, 16 losses and 9 ties, .887 save percentage. And then the unlikely, the unthinkable at the time happens. The Oilers, 2 years removed from Wayne Gretzky being traded to the LA Kings, they win the Stanley Cup. This was the last cup that Mark Messier won as a member of the Oilers. He'd be off to the Rangers shortly thereafter. But in 22 playoff games, Ranford ends up 16-5, .912 save percentage. Not only does he win the Stanley Cup, but he wins the Conn Smythe. And so for a goaltender, when they win the Conn Smythe trophy, there's a certain amount of... It adds that certain oomph you want on your resume, right? It makes them a legend, right? So you can't take that away from a goaltender. You win the Conn Smythe. It's something that not a lot of goaltenders have done. 90-91, 60 games played, 27 wins, which was 5th, 27 losses, which was 3rd in the NHL, and 3 ties. An .893 save percentage in the playoffs. He plays 3 games, a 1-2 record with an .897 save percentage. He did play in the All-Star game for the only time in his career in the 90-91 season. So he wins the Stanley Cup, gets a Conn Smythe, and he's in the All-Star game. Things are going pretty well for Ranford. The problem is things start going south for the Edmonton Oilers, the team itself. 91-92, he plays 67 games, 27 wins, which is 6th. 26 losses, which is 4th overall, 10 ties, .884 save percentage in the playoffs. They make it to the conference final. In 16 games, he goes 8-8 with an .895 save percentage. So nice run there, 2 years after they went to the Stanley Cup final. In 92, in that conference final, they ran into the Chicago Blackhawks, who swept them aside. So again, there's many reasons why I'd be doing a Ranford video today. A lot of comparisons and parallels to what we're seeing in the playoffs this year. 92-93, 67 games again, 17 wins, 38 losses, which was 2nd in the NHL. 6 ties, .884 save percentage yet again. So save percentage is the same, but his win-loss record gets much worse as the Edmonton Oilers start to experience some issues here. 93-94, he played 71 games that year. Record of 22, 34, and 11. The 34 losses was third overall in the NHL. 898 save percentage. So he's playing well, but the team in front of him isn't nearly good enough. And so this is an issue for the Oilers, the mid-90s, as they would change over to this color scheme as well. 94-95, 40 games played, 15 wins, 20 losses, which was second, because remember, 94-95 is a lockout shortened season. 3 ties, 883 save percentage, no playoffs. So no playoffs those 3 years, because the Oilers, that's where dynasty's over, forgotten, gone. 95-96 plays 37 games for the Oilers, 13-18-5 record, 875 save percentage. They played him a ton. And January 11th, they traded him to a team that would play him a ton as well. He's traded back to Boston in exchange for a 1996 first-round pick, Sean Brown, and Mariusz Czajkowski. Now, for Boston, they're looking to solidify their goaltending. So they look to Edmonton the way Edmonton looked to them back in 87. And here we are again. So he's back with the Boston Bruins, plays 40 games. So a total of 77 games, which was second overall in the NHL. 21 wins. The combined win totals 34. That was third overall. He lost 30 games. That was first overall. So he's top 10 in games, wins, losses, 9 ties as well. 894 save percentage. But then in the playoffs, it doesn't work out for Boston. 4 games, 1-3 record, 857 save percentage. 96-97 plays 37 games with the Bruins, but the Bruins now are, well, they're about to draft Joe Thornton. So the Bruins are going through a reset of their own. They're 12-16, and he's 12-16-8, I should say. 887 save percentage, and on March 1st, he's traded. So he's only a member of the Boston Bruins for a little less than 14 months. He's not there that long. He was traded with Adam Oates and Rick Tocchet in exchange for a 1997 third, which became NHL legend Lee Goren. There needs to be a Lee Goren video, right? Jason Allison, who I've not done a video on yet. I do need to do a Jason Allison video. Jim Carrey, the net detective, and Anson Carter. I don't think I've done an Anson Carter video either. So it's a pretty big deal, right? So he goes to the Capitals. The team is looking to solidify their goaltending and add that experience, right? So he plays 18 games after that trade. Goes 8-7-2 with the Capitals with an 888 save percentage. So the save percentage stays about the same. I'll get there. And so, yeah, going into the 97-98 season, he's still with the Capitals. He only played 22 games that year. 7-12-2 record as the backup. 901 save percentage. Oddly enough, his save percentage gets better. And June 18th, he was traded for draft picks. A third-round pick and a second-round pick. Third in 1998, second in 1999. Coming from the Tampa Bay Lightning in exchange for Bill Ranford. So with the Tampa Bay Lightning, well, the Lightning are going through a tough time too. 32 games played with Tampa in 98-99. 3-18-3 record, 881 save percentage. So teams acquiring Ranford weren't playing very well. March 23rd, he was traded for future considerations to the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit, looking for a veteran goaltender. So he plays 4 games after that trade with the Red Wings, 3-0-1 record, 918 save percentage, good save percentage, small sample size. In the playoffs, he goes 2-2 in 4 games with a 905 save percentage. So he plays relatively well. But then he hits free agency, and in what would be his final year, he signs August 4th of 1999 with the Edmonton Oilers. So it comes back around again, right? 16 games played that final year, 4-6-3 record, 885 save percentage. He is a player that racks up 647 games as a goaltender, 240 wins, 279 losses, 76 ties. His overall save percentage in his career, 888. In the playoffs, 53 games, 28 and 25 record, 897 save percentage. 1994, he leads Canada. Well, he helps. I'm not saying he led them necessarily, although he did start for them. World Championship gold. And that was the first gold that Team Canada had won at the World Championships since 1961. So Canada not really a power on the world stage when it came to World Championships at that point. 1991, he also was on Team Canada at the Canada Cup for gold there. I had the Upper Deck card about that too. And he's been the LA Kings goaltending coach for 16 years. There for a very long time. And as soon as he took over as goaltending coach, you start seeing the numbers get better. He's been there throughout Jonathan Quick's career. It's been fantastic. And A little bit of trivia too. He was the stunt double for the actor playing Jim Craig in the movie Miracle. So he was in there, and they put him in there because he played the same stand-up style of hockey as did Jim Craig when he played. So there you go. Career of Bill Ranford, and he retired in 2000. I think it was September of 2000 he retired, and that rounded it out. But good career. He's had a good career after his playing career was done as well. And hey, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.